very good evening to one and all. Welcome to the Fireside Chat, a live session with our selfless warriors who have volunteered with Project StepOne. Project StepOne is a 100% volunteer run free telemedicine service. We are a 7-month old initiative that provides free telemedicine to COVID 19 impacted citizens across 16 states in India's 18 languages. We have touched more than 50 million lives through 1 million teleconsultations. This has been possible because of our community of citizen volunteers, doctors, and of course, our counselors. Hello, everyone. My name is Shruti Bhardwaj, your host tonight, and a citizen volunteer at Project Step One. Today, we have our warriors, Namrata Sareen, Dheeraj Sharma, and Ishwari Ilangovan. I welcome you all. And these volunteer to take care of the emotional well being of COVID 19 affected citizens across India. During these times of uncertainty, emotional support and taking care of your mind is of primary importance. I will now request the panel of counselors to please introduce themselves. I start with you, Ishwari.
Thank you, Shruti, for the lovely introduction. Good evening, everyone. I'm Ishwari Ilangovan, and I'm volunteering with StepOne for past 2.5 months. I've been interacting with a lot of people who are affected with COVID, mainly from the Delhi region. To introduce my professionally, like I'm a software engineer, I'm a senior consultant with Cognizant. And to tell about my hobbies, I love watching movies, playing badminton, and then visiting new places. That's it about myself. Thanks, Shruti.
Wow, visiting new places sounds exciting, Ishwari. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Hi, Dheeraj, how are you doing? Can you please introduce yourself? Dheeraj, you need to unmute yourself. You muted?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. Now
Okay.
you're audible. Go on.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Dheeraj Sharma, and I am from Genpact. Uh, I am from Delhi, and I have worked here for past 15 years, and this is for the first time I have got this wonderful opportunity to serve humanity. I have been associated with StepOne for last 7 months, and being the part of this project has been a very wonderful experience so far. And I love running and reading for my in my free time.
That's lovely, Dheeraj. Thank you so much. Now I request Namrata to please introduce herself.
Good evening, everyone. I am Namrata Sareen and I am born and brought up from Delhi. I am presently working with Wipro as a senior service manager with 12 years of experience and recently been volunteering for Project Step One as well. My hobbies are watching cricket, dancing, and recently developed my one of my hobby is gardening. Thank you so much.
Gardening, that's a lovely hobby that you have recently developed. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Namrata. Oh, hi, Ishita Shivani. She is also a volunteer at Project Stepan. She has also joined us. Hi, Ishita. How are you doing? Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, ma'am. Myself Ishita is here. I'm the student of Sunistan University. So I'm very thankful for that I have taken the opportunity to say something here. My hobby is to be a social work and as well as listen to music too. Thank you for that.
Listening music and social work, two amazing hobbies. Thank you so much for sharing that, Ishita Shivani. Okay, let's start today's conversation with you, Namrata. How did this journey begin with you and how has it been going so far?
So, thank you. I started my journey with Step One through Wipro. It has been 6 months now that I've been associated with this initiative, and I connect with people from Delhi location with a range of young batch of 20 plus working people, housewives, and old age people who would require urgent attention. These are basically COVID patients, and I try to help them to get the right direction at the right time, answer their queries, and sometimes even guide them through their sickness. I believe when you care enough, you can change the world. Being a part of Step One has given me an opportunity to contribute and help individuals, and I feel that I'm obliged and have a duty to act in best interest of my society, to which I'm integral part of, and I always be thankful to Project One for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Wow, wonderfully said. When you care enough, you can change lives. I think this should be the mantra of the day. Thank you so much for sharing that, Namrata, and thank you for sharing your insights. But is there any incident with any patient that has touched your life and the way you think? Would you like to share that with our audience today?
Yes, there is one incident that happened that I called one of the women, and I didn't know that she was expecting a child, and she was 3 months pregnant. And at her home, she has a 5 years old daughter as well. More than a physical trauma she was going under, she was also into mental trauma because of the neighbors who was pressuring her to move her to a hospital, and in case she would not, then she could lose her child as well. And that was kind of a uh, lesser experience and what the networking that we are hearing from our daily basis. So after almost an hour discussion with the lady, I provided the support that she was required. I also arranged the medical care and also arranged a doctor to connect with her on urgent priority to clear her doubt, and that was a wonderful experience. And most importantly, after an hour, she thanked me for all the support and listening for an hour continuously. That's what the urgent need she would require. So it was a memorable experience of my life that I will always be remembered for. Thank you.
I'm sure she will remember you as well for her rest of the life, Namrata. Thank you so much for
Hope so.
sharing that lovely story, and it was so heartwarming. So thank you so much. Let's hear what our next warrior, Mr. Dheeraj, has to say. So Dheeraj, this must be very different from the everyday work and responsibilities that you have. So tell us, how were you involved in this, and what does this journey look like for you?
Hi. So this COVID helpline center has been initiated by the Delhi government, and in the first phase, we started calling the COVID patients in hospitals and COVID care centers, and were checking on their welfare and well-being. And in the second phase, we started receiving the calls, patient calls, and were answering their queries, and along with the mental well-being, and trying to connect with them with the doctors. This has been altogether a different experience and different kind of responsibility. Being able to touch and help the patients at their emergencies has been a very empowering. The feeling of being able to touch the lives and comfort them at the tough time has been a very different satisfaction, and it's unmatchable.
Wow, thank you, Dheeraj, for telling us how Project Step One and doing the service has impacted your life. This is really very inspiring for all of us, and I'm sure for the audience as well. So, do you have any story to share from your experience, Dheeraj?
Yeah, so there was a patient who had called us, and he said that he had received a positive report, and so he got very nervous and anxious, and as he was alone at home and could not sleep last night, so I spoke with him for some time, and managed to allay his fears. I also told him we will connect with the doctor, and at the end of the conversation, he was cool, he was relaxed and calmed down, and he really thanked me for being there and speaking with him.
Wow, thank you, Dheeraj. You're all doing such a noble job and helping our citizens every day. So I think we all should give a huge round of applause for all of you guys here. And thank you so much for sharing that, Dheeraj. Now let's move on to Ishita. So Ishita, you're a student, right? And so tell us, how does it feel to be volunteering and studying at the same time?
Ma'am, first of all, I want to say that to step one, who have provided me to this platform to be very helpful for COVID-19 warriors and the patients. This is the one of the greatest opportunity to me as a student. I have been learning to a lot of experience from that way, because we also afraid from the COVID-19, and we think that the when we are suffering from the COVID-19, we are not we are afraid for that. After that, we think that we have to uh, know about them, that what a problem they are suffering. So the step one given the opportunity, and while the studying period, my hobbies, I have already told that my hobby is to be a social worker. So I have already interested on that. So while the studying period, I was in a study time. After that, I want to join this to be a social worker, to help all the COVID patient who are not possible to do who are not possible to take a medicine, and whatever the opportunity we get from step one, to provide each and every patient. So that are the great opportunity to do it, this all things. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishita, for volunteering at Project Step One. And apart from the studying, I'm sure you're too much stressed about studying as well. But thank you that you're volunteering here. And as you rightly mentioned, fear is not all. We have to get over it and learn how to get over this fear of COVID. So thank you so much for mentioning that. Ishita, we would like to hear your story too, the one which will remain with you even when the COVID is over. So what is your story?
Sure, ma'am. I have a one story that I have talking to the one patient who was suffering from the COVID-19, and he was in the duty. When I was called him, that I was told that you are COVID positive. Your report has been positive. That he was afraid, and after that he was asking that what can I do, ma'am? Then I'm told that don't be afraid. The step one, have a give opportunity to take a medicine, oximeter, and a doctor consultant. If you are not well, so they will provide a hospital also, each and every platform. So don't worry for that. You are just as a simple case. I've already told that don't be afraid and be a simple, that it is not a very much case that you are suffering from COVID-19. So don't worry for that.
Oh, I think we lost the connection, but
Hello,
I think
ma'am.
Ishita was. Uh, yes, Ishita,
Hello.
you're back. Okay, I think we have lost the network, but yeah, I think Ishita was mentioning that she was telling the patients not to be worried, and COVID is something which is curable, right? I mean, not everybody has to get into a serious zone. So this is curable, and staying positive is really important. I think we must thank Ishita for sharing that wonderful stories. So many stories that were hidden in your hearts are now coming out, and I think this will serve as an inspiration to many of us. So thank you for doing that good work, Ishita. Keep inspiring us. So now let's move on to our final panelist, who is Ishwari. Hello, Ishwari. So how has it been for you so far, and how did you join us, and how has this changed your life?
Yeah, I came to know about Step One through the outreach team of Cognizant. So they are involved in all these activities serving the society. So this is the first time I'm doing something outside Chennai. So I was doing a lot of activities within Chennai, and when I was asked to call people in Delhi and talk to them, initially I was a little scared. I was wondering like how people will interact with me, whether they will answer the calls promptly. But to my surprise, I'll tell you, each and everyone who I've interacted, they were very much aware of the current situation. They were very confident, and they were humble, and they were polite to answer all the questions that I asked. There was a kind of positiveness among them. They were confident that okay, we will handle the situation well. So more than I could console them or I could give them, I learned a lot of things from the people who are. So this particular interaction helped me to know about lives of people, and it's a good learning for me as well.
That's right. This opportunity has become a school of learning for all of us here. Thank you for mentioning that. And I'm sure there have been a very few conversations where patients have moved you too. So would you like to share any of the stories with us?
Uh, yeah, there was a person who I may call, like the patient was 93 years old. His son is 67 years old. So I was talking to the patient's son, and the son was so concerned. And already his father is in hospital, but he wanted to give the best to his father. So he was asking a lot of questions and how whether it's possible to move to a better hospital, and since the hospitals are all full, so he was so concerned that something really touched me. With someone who is himself is already 67 years old, and he said that he's running to 10 to more than 10 hospitals to just check for the availability of beds for his father. So that really touched me, and something which I learned, and apart from that, I talked to a couple of doctors as well who are infected by this. Even their kids are infected by this, something as young as 15 years, 12 years. The doctor's kids are infected. But when I called them, they were very calm, and they said, we will take care of our child, and there's no frustration or any negativity. Uh, there's something like really, which you have to, it's surprising for me, when I was talking to them. So it's really a good experience for me as well. And at this moment, I'd like to thank all healthcare professionals and all volunteers like you, and someone who is running the application like this, step one, where the application was very stable. We were able to interact with people easily. The calls were connecting well. So I would like to thank and appreciate each and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishwari. So many situations have come out in this very 30 minutes. And I'm sure, there are many more inspiring incidents that, we all can listen to in the future. Thank you so much once again. So my next question is to you, Namrata. So I wanted to know, what are the few things you always mention on your calls to specify patients who are in distress? What are the few things that you mention?
So, most importantly, that I tell them that this is just a phase of life, because after taking so many calls, what I've learned that more than a tablet or a doctor or somebody else or a medical care, they all need a emotional connect that they will survive to this COVID thing. So that is the first thing that I always call them and tell that everything will be okay. You, your family, everything around us, you have all the facilities available that is provided by the government. We are all are taking care of you, and there is nothing to be worried about, because one thing that they are more of the worried about the society, that giving them more of the pressure that you would die or something happen to you and this will impact you or your family. So the mental trauma, that is one thing that has been much of a pressure for them. So when I give a call after providing them the basic details, I always mention and take care that when I end this call, this should go in a positive note, and whatever help they would require in terms of health, in terms of doctor or of food, I would be able to provide them with the support from Wipro or a Project One.
Wow, Namrata, thank you. I think that's an amazing
Thank
thing
you.
that you've been telling all the patients that, you don't have to worry about what society says. You need to be updated and you need to be positive on whatever is happening. So thank you so much,
Yes.
Namrata, for sharing that. And uh, I will now ask Dheeraj. Dheeraj, what part of volunteering are you actually enjoying? Because, volunteering is just calling people and not just keeping it down. There is some element that you enjoy as well, right? So, what is that element that you enjoy?
See, when we speak with the patient and they are so much worried, afraid of this pandemic, I just tell them just keep calm and take it as a normal virus. Need not to worry, need not to panic what the news goes, on the TV or in the newspaper. And if you take precautions at home, you need not to worry on. And I just share the list of the precautions, and I share and I ask them to download the Delhi Corona app. In this app we have a video which tell us about what all precautions you need to take care during you are under home isolation. And and watching those, and I also tell them before we can assign a doctor call for you, just watch this video. If you feel something else to be done, just call us. This is 24 by 7 helpline, and we are here to help you out. And at the end of the call, there are so examples. People were so happy that now they said "Ki after talking to you, I am much relaxed, and I am I can face this pandemic, whatever is the impact. And it's really give me satisfaction, and that's unmatchable.
Rightly mentioned, Dheeraj. Yes, the satisfaction that we all are getting by making these calls, by talking to these people. I mean, everybody is so unknown. Everybody are strangers that we talk to, but we get connected with them so well that we keep remembering them after our call as well. So thank you so much for mentioning that today, Dheeraj. So I think with this we have come to the end of our session. Is there anything that you would like to say to the audience, Ishwari? Ishwari?
Yeah, Shruti, like I'm sincerely hoping that the things become normal coming year. Uh, we should not be interacting, use this platform for interacting with the people who are affected. I would want to use this platform for a betterment of the society. So I'm wishing everything is in control. And thank you one and all, like everybody who is involved in this noble cause. Thank you.
Thank you for that appeal, Ishwari. But adding to that, I have one more question to ask you. And I think this question is from one of our volunteers, and they want to know. Usually, what does the initial response be like when you call these patients? And do you also have some trick that works for you when a patient is very impatient or not cooperating? What do you do then?
Yeah, actually, I learned from one of the person who called me sometime back. He was because I was in contact with a person who is affected by COVID. So I got a call from a caller like this before myself. He was so humble, and he spoke with so much of respect. It's something that I learned from that person. So I implemented the same thing. So when I call someone, I was using sir, ma'am, and I was saying Mister. So those kind of words really created a lot of impact among them. So when I just refer to them as sir or ma'am with kindness, they immediately responded, again like in a respectful manner. So they were eager to give all the details, uh, things like that. So this politeness really worked well, which I learned from another person.
Oh, wow, yes, correct. That's right, Ishwari. That talking to them, starting the conversation politely will actually help us get more information. That's very rightly said. Thank you so much for that appeal as well as for sharing your trick today. Thank you, Ishita. I have one question for you. So, how much time do you normally spend with a patient usually?
Ma'am, actually, I will expand the time 4 to 5 minutes or 2 minutes. It depend upon the patient. If the patient are listening carefully, it take only 1 or 2 minutes. And we are giving advice to take a precaution and isolate yourself and talk to the doctors. And if you have any problem, then say to me. I will provide you. Step one will be provide you each and everything, because if you are suffering from a covid pandemic problem, covid-19, so we all come with front of you, and we all help you to easy for you and be a well. So you have to think about it, and keep on calm, so don't worry for that. Thank you.
Right. Each call takes around 4 to 5 minutes, is what you're saying. Thank you so much, Ishita. And is there anything that you would like to share with the audience, Ishita?
Yes, I'm sure, ma'am. I want to say that, so if I want to say my all colleagues who are listening or whatever, who are seeing me, that don't worry for that one is not a more sincere and a more afraid disease. Be easily and take easily, and after isolate yourself, and after that be a loved one yourself, be a loved one, and don't be a serious, it is not a serious disease, all can come over and help with the medicines, and help with the from your side. So don't worry for that, we are all with you. Step one will help you. Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful, Ishita. Be updated, take care of yourself, and love yourself is the message that you're giving. Thank you so much, Ishita. Namrata, I ask you, what is your message for our audience today?
So the only message that I have for everyone, that if you have spare time, join this initiative and extend the support for just a few hours of your day, and can actually benefit someone in need. We all are in this together, and we need to help one another at these sensitive times. And this feeling is priceless when you give just few hours to help someone. So please provide your support. Thank you.
Thank you for that appeal, Namrata. Thank you so much. Dheeraj, what is your message for the audience?
Yeah, I would like to encourage everyone to please come forward and join this noble cause and to serve the nation at the in the hour of this need. You need not to step out of the house, and you just need to receive the call on your phone and just help support the patient in need. I have a personal satisfaction out of this endeavor, and I'm sure if you join, you will too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As requested and appealed by Ishwari, Namrata, Ishita, and Dheeraj, request all counselors across India to join in this effort by reaching us over our Facebook or Instagram or Twitter pages. If you're suffering from anxiety or emotional distress, you can always call our helpline number 97456 for assistance from any of our counselors. I repeat the number. Please do call on 97456 if you are suffering from anxiety or any emotional distress, and we are here to help you. Thank you so much for joining us today in this chat, and I thank all the panelists for joining here and sharing their story. Our next episode is on the Friday, 25th of December. We will continue our discussion with our doctors about coping up with COVID 19 in home isolation. Meanwhile, do leave your suggestions and queries in the comments section to help us make this step one fireside chat a much better one. Till then, stay safe. Good evening.
Bye.
Bye.